Okay, to begin editing your site, you will have a blank page that looks something like this. At the top is the name that you have given your site from the site setup page. Down here is your home page. You can simply go up to this pencil and click Edit Page, which allows you to change the title of your home page. So you could change it to call it Welcome to 8th grade global studies. If you wanted it to be your main page for your teacher website, or you could keep it as home, or you could simply leave it as welcome. I'll do that for now. And then here you can edit and add information, including text. So I'm just going to add text here. And the default is a normal text, which is like an Arial at 10 point. So I can go up here and change that and change the font size and color and orientation, just like you would on a Word document or a Google document. You can change the background color, which is kind of like a highlight. So you can see how that looks there. You can also add hyperlinks up at the top here. So if I wanted to link to say a YouTube site, I could do that and highlight and hyperlink. Okay, or you could call it something else. You could call it my videos and highlight and then click the hyperlink and then click web address and actually link in the web address. And down here you can click open this link in a new window. Okay, and now you have a link to YouTube or a link here to YouTube, so you can do it two different ways. You can actually write out the address, or you can give it a title. Again, click the hyperlink and go to web address and add the web address. So those are two different ways to add hyperlinks. You can add bullet points and numbers, just like you would again on a Word document. So for example, if I wanted to list my 3 classes, I could say Global Studies, Civics, Advisory. Oops, I'm sorry, I can't spell today. Advisory. And then highlight those and click the numbers button to get the 1, 2, and 3. Or if you'd prefer bullet points, you can click the bullet point button. So that's probably stuff you're all familiar with. You can change the orientation by clicking center, and that just does it for that particular line, which is nice. It's not for the entire text box. So you can play around with this and find different ways to edit the page. You can also go to Insert up here and insert images from your file. That's your computer file that it takes it from. If you'd rather add an image from Drive, you would go over here to Drive, and you can add images from your Drive, or presentations, or spreadsheets, or videos, or documents. Everything from your Google Drive that you wish to link or add on to the page, you can click over here. You can add a map. So social studies teachers, this is kind of handy if you use Google Maps. You can add a YouTube video, which is what I'm doing right now, by adding the video that I created to show you how to do this. So there's a lot of different options here as far as things that you can add, and most of them are pretty self-explanatory. Okay. The other thing you can change here is your layout. Your layout, you could have 1 column. You could have 2 columns. I'll show you what that looks like. So then my existing text went into this one, and I can add more text over here. And then again, edit the text using the menu bar across the top. You can also add, with the layout, you can add like a title bar across the top. So I could call this title bar. So this is just, again, kind of self-explanatory once you start playing around with it, but nice features to have. So that's layout. That would be the layout of your page. Table means you're inserting a table. This is just your regular typical table, so you can choose how many across and how many up and down, but it's nice if you want to format the page or add a schedule or different pieces of information using the table. And then the format piece is just, this is for the text, and this is for the text, And then the alignment is for where the text goes. And this stuff I don't think you would need to use, but if you'd like to, you can. The strike through I sometimes use to show that something has been completed, so I strike through it. I'll show you how that works here. So for example, text, we already know how to do text. I'll go to strike through and cross it off. Okay, so those are basically the edit functions that you would need to know about. The only other thing up here is the undo. So there is an undo if you mess up. So for example, I don't want to strike through that text. I click undo. Oh no, I do want to strike through it. I click redo. Okay, and then you click save every time you edit. If you don't, it will prompt you to save, so don't leave the page without saving it. And then you'll come back to this main page where you have the option to re-edit by clicking the pencil again.